Thank you, Carla. Our mission is the following: to inspire and prepare science students, educators, and researchers to make lives better now while anticipating society's future needs. So we're not forgetting about what happened in the past. We're not definitely not forgetting about what's happening now, but we're really thinking about what our future needs are, and that's where you, as College of Science students, come into play. So no pressure, but that's kind of how we look at it, and this is all developed by the deans and the chairs in the college. My name, as Carla said, is Assad Khan. I'm the Associate Director for Undergraduate Student Affairs in the College of Science. I have been at Mason. In November is going to be going on 20 years at the university. I'm a proud alum of George Mason University as well, too. Got my master's from Mason. And everything that you're going to see in this slideshow comes directly from experience that I've had with students that I've worked with during my tenure at Mason. And normally around this time is when I say, oh, hey, I want this to be as conversational as possible. So, just raise your hand, let's answer that question, and let's move on. Instead, the chat feature that is probably like right there is where I want you to go and look at and let us know questions. My very awesome colleague, Karen Hilker-Balkasoon, is going to be fielding a lot of the questions, and she's going to be joining us for the Q&A. And Karen works, like I said, in our office. She works with transfer students, but she just works with students in general, and I'm glad to have her along with Carla, who we all together are going to make this an experience for you. So all the majors that we offer in the College of Science are all listed on the screen in front of you. We're traditional in the sense that biology, chemistry, mathematics, and physics are very traditional sciences, but then we also have some non-traditional programs as well too. Forensic science is a program that's normally masked under a different discipline, but we have its own. We have it as its own interdisciplinary program because of the faculty that we have in place here on campus. They've done the work of forensic scientists outside, but they've also bring in that practical work into the theoretical. So we look at that in a very awesome way. We also have environmental science we've been doing for years, but we have a BA option in the environmental and sustainability studies, but we also have a BS option for those students who are doing the environmental, who want to do the environmental science. If a student wants to delve a little bit further into their program of choice, they have the opportunity of doing that through our concentrations that are listed on the screen here. Now, to do any one of these concentrations, you do not have to declare one of these to graduate from Mason. You can still get a traditional program in one of these areas. Where it becomes mandatory, you must declare a concentration, is going to be in either our earth science program or our environmental science program, or our E degrees. You must declare a concentration in these to graduate from Mason. Now, normally what I say about concentration is going to be the following. If you're a transfer student, you're going to have about 2 years, 2 semesters to declare that concentration. So with the third one, you'll be directly working with that coursework. If you are a brand new student to Mason, freshman-wise, within the first 3 semesters is when you should probably declare a concentration. And then in that 4th semester, we get to work and we start taking coursework that's actually going to go directly towards that concentration. So 2nd or 3rd semester, depending on which population of student you are coming to Mason as. The special programs that we offer, I like to highlight 2 of them. One of them is going to be the Accelerated Master's Program. So all the programs that are on your screen here are all programs that have a accelerated master's option. So yes, you can get a master's degree to go along with your undergraduate bachelor's degree as well too. The way you would do that is near the end of your third year is when you're going to apply to one of these accelerated master's programs. If you get accepted into the program, you end up in one of these programs, and that final year you're going to end up being able to take 6 credits of graduate coursework, which will not only apply towards your undergraduate degree, but also be waiting for you when you get to grad school as well too, in degree completion purposes. Now, I told you that I got my master's from Mason. My master's program is 36 hours. To have 6 hours done before you even step foot into your grad school coursework is amazing. So that's a decent amount of credits. There's an option of up to 12, but 6 is what we can guarantee. And some places on Mason's website and places, it says for 2 degrees in 5 years. We can't put a timeline associated with it because a science student may not get the exact results they want going into graduation. So we don't put timeline on it, but we do say those credits will be considered that accelerated aspect of things. The other program I like to highlight is the teacher preparation programs. I've worked in education my entire adult life. So for a student who wants to go and work as a teacher in K through 12 in biology, chemistry, earth science, mathematics, and physics, this is something that we definitely would want you to go off and explore. You'll get your content coursework done through the College of Science, but then the actual licensure and all the completion pieces to go and actually get employed by a school system is going to be done through our College of Education and Human Development. It's a program that we work very closely with. So please do, if you have an opportunity of going to see them, please do go and see them in the next session, because we, like I said, we're hand in hand in getting good science teachers out there in the world. These are all different minors that we offer in the College of Science. If you can major in it, you can minor in it as well too. So know that you have all these different options as far as what you can major in and what you can minor in. So those are here. The scientific leadership and practice can effectively communicate the idea of science, but then also it is a good complement to any degree that you are going to do. And I saw the question about the difference between the BA and the BS. You're stealing my thunder a little bit, because I'm going to come to that exact thing in about 4 slides from right now. So we'll talk about that here in a couple seconds. So these are all the different minors that we offer in the College of Science. We also have some minors in other schools and colleges that I want you to look into. But first, there's a quote that I want to share with you. It's from a gentleman named Randy Pausch. Unfortunately, he passed away of pancreatic cancer a few years ago, but he left the world with this quote that he did in the lead up to the press that he was doing for his book. And he said the following: all universities ought to do a better job of encouraging students to take courses outside of their major. Dreams come from broadening horizons and rubbing elbows with different kinds of people. Now, I love this quote because it resonates primarily with science students, because you're going to be so busy in your labs, in your research groups, and everything else, that there's a whole other side of campus that you might not be able to explore. I want you to go off and explore and do coursework and minors, and maybe in another school or college. So we and all the minors that are coming up down the screen here, these are all programs that students who I have worked with directly have minored in as they progress towards their undergraduate degree. Now, students who are in forensic science will minor in criminology, or they'll do it vice versa. They'll major in criminology and minor in forensic science. If you're a student who eventually wants to go to med school and maybe open up your own practice, essentially what you're doing is you're opening up a business. You're not going to be a full-on businessman suit. You'll wear a suit, but you may not be a person who knows every aspect of it, but at least to have accounting, business management, leadership, all those things, those are all encompassed in business minor. But I can talk to each one of the minors while we're running out of time, but know that there's other schools and colleges that do offer minors that are just as good a complement to a major in the College of Science. Now, the structure of the bachelor's degree, where I'm not sure who the person was, but they asked about the BA and the BS. This is where I'll talk about that. The Mason core is about 25% of what a student's degree is actually going to look like while they're here on campus. Now, this is where we promote the importance of a liberal arts education. We're not a liberal arts school in any way, but we promote the importance of what a liberal arts education looks like. For a student who wants to do a BA program, they have that option of doing that as far as in a BA degree, you're going to be taking, all the things that are listed here, but you're going to be doing a little bit more coursework that is that goes towards humanities and social sciences, whereas in a BS program, you're going to be doing all the things that are listed on the screen, but you're going to be taking more coursework in math, science, and technology. It's the same number of credits to graduate with both degrees, but it just really depends on where you, the student, want to take your trajectory moving forward as a College of Science student. So we'll never say that a BA is better than a BS. I'll never say that a BS is better than a BA. It really depends on what you, the student, want to take as far as your trajectory goes towards your own education. When you look at the major requirements and you look at the courses that support the major, I look at them both in the same way, because if you're a biology student, you have to be just as well versed in general chemistry, organic chemistry, mathematics, and physics and computer science. If you're a forensic science student, you're only taking 20 credits of actual forensic science coursework, whereas you're going to be doing 60 credits of actual lab science coursework that resonates anywhere from genetics to anatomy, physiology to calculus and physics, and all those things all combined there. So know that you are going to be taking coursework that is outside of what your chosen major discipline is. Throw in minors, electives, and other. You need 120 credits total to graduate from Mason. Now, some of you might be bringing in coursework either from transfer, either from AP, IB, or anything else like that. But 120 credits is what's needed to graduate from Mason, and all the requirements fulfilled. 45 of the 120 credits must be at the upper level. And upper level, we consider anything numbered above 300. So 300, 400, or 500 and 600 if you're in one of our accelerated master's programs. Let's do some math real fast, because I know you want to do some math right now. Take the number 15, multiplied by 8, you get 120. 15 credits every semester, multiplied by 8 semesters or 4 years, that gets you 120. or 120 credits. And to go directly with that is, and to work that math in, is this is what a first semester for a brand new freshman student would look like. 2 lab sciences, 2 Mason cores, University 100, you get anywhere from 15 or maybe even 16 credits depending on your course selection, but that helps with the math. The math works if you follow something like this. Work with your advisors, that's what we're here for, and we're going to be able to assist you in moving forward and getting to that 120 credits in a 4-year time frame where you don't have to take any coursework in the summer. You can spend your summers doing professional activities, studying abroad, working so that you don't have to work as much during the school year, having fun, whatever it is. But you don't have to do coursework during the summers if you follow a plan like this one. Pre-health professions, if for a student who wants to go into, a field of pharmacy or, become a dentist or optometrist or anything else like that, you have the opportunity of doing that. If you want to pursue that, that's totally fine. We'd love for you to do that. But there's also some assistance that we can provide for anybody who's going into one of these careers. So prehealth.gmu.edu, the website is on the screen there. If you have any questions, we have a pre-health professions advisor who is on campus who does excellent work. But then also, you can also go on reach out to that website and find the advising sheets. But there's also some articles from the American Medical Association from, oh, so you want to be a doctor? Here's the steps you follow, and it'll start telling you from 12th grade on what exactly you should be doing as you progress forward. So know that their resources are available for you. And one myth that I'm going to go ahead and demystify right now is there's no such thing as a pre-med major. There's no pre-vet, there's no pre-dentist. And some people are like, oh, but that's what I am. Well, but we want you to find an affinity to what major you're going to select. And there's no one magic major. But what I will tell you is the majority of the basic prerequisites to get into pharmacy school or into med school are going to be biology, general chemistry, organic chemistry, mathematics, physics, composition, and social science. You can do that in just about any one of our science programs. And then any additional coursework you do is only just going to enhance the resume that you're putting forward to those folks that are the schools that you're eventually going to apply to. So know that that option is always there for you. But look into it, seek out the advice. The resources and everything are there. And that's a really good segue to our question and answer period. So one, I want to thank you all for giving me a portion of your evening to be able to talk to you about that. Our email address has been on every slide, but it's also right here on this screen as well too. So any questions you might have, let's go for it.